to us recently that we're going to
Okay,
have to
but,
discuss
so
as
you've
well.
had 2 years of that.
No,
Why
this
haven't
is
you
brand
guys
new.
done it?
I think, here's my thoughts. Okay, when we, because I've been here from day one, like Paul and Steve maybe, and at the very beginning, one of our goals was to be back with the county in whatever way would serve us best, and that was an associate, as an associate library. But then the county had a big study and approved their strategic plan, their library strategic plan. And in that plan, it said there will be no new associate libraries. So that was it. I mean, that was a done deal then. And from that point, when we finally realized that, then we started, you know, seeing what we could do to get back in some way that would be okay for us.
So I don't know if we're gonna be able to answer everything for you, but I just need
I'm
to.
not trying to stir up
Yeah,
trouble.
no,
but
it's just, comments are good, I'm good.
Oh, go
Keep
ahead,
going down the
sure.
back list, yep.
Susan Dunley, Elmo. I want to say thank you ever so much, and I appreciate the work that's been done on this draft. I think it helps. And I want to just reiterate, you know, we did try to do an associate library. That was really important, because that way we would be part of Washington County and yet retain autonomy. And to me, autonomy is important. I think the brand of the Lake Elmo City Library is special, and it's important, and it kind of sets a tone that maybe other libraries don't have. I'm just looking at the minutes, and then at the end of May, they were gonna come and bring this agreement or whatever, this draft resolution back, and I appreciate that. But I think a lot of really good ideas and thoughts have been brought up. It's gonna help our city administrator go back and work with Washington County to come up with something that's maybe a little more palatable, or will be able to help out. And I really have a concern on, I haven't seen anything on financials, you know, how much money the taxes are bringing in now for this, and how much more is gonna be projected. And I had some concerns regarding the agreement itself, all the whereases and so on. And I would just like to see that a little bit, you know, expanded and brought into it. There was a lot of nebulous things that, to me, I was also used to reading resolutions, and I read things with a more critical eye than maybe other people. I just read through it and it's just words. But I do have some concerns on who and when and where and why. And the Washington County Library, I believe, is all union. So that would mean this would be all union library people, and maybe that's why they don't want anybody to do other things, other than because it's all union protected. I don't know that one. And then I did like the idea about property going back to the city, because just giving the county the amount of money from the building and all the contents and all the computers and everything, and not even asking for anything back if they sell it. I think that a lot of the good questions came up, and I look forward to having a good response back, and giving our city administrator enough time to get that back, and to the board, so people have enough time to digest it and get other questions to her. Because in a minute, she said the end of May was kind of her deadline. And so I think it's nice that she came ahead of time to bring some of these concerns to everybody and get concerns back. Thank you.
So to stay in the back row, Mike?
Mike Pearson, Mayor Lake Elmo, and I mentioned that because I'd be remiss to not acknowledge that I'm here for the people that were asking questions, so.
Too late.
But I guess I appreciate the discussion. I personally think the template, the agreement, is a solid one, and I appreciate the administrative work on that. I have some concerns, and you touched on them, so I appreciate that as well. But just to specifically, it seems like you're going to table it till next Wednesday, and I don't know what's on your agenda, if there's spending items or spending action items, but I would imagine that we would hold off on that, or be some restraint on that, just until it's an up or down or whatever else you've got. Just thought I'd mention it. Thank you.
And I'll work my way. Yep.
Trina Joyce. you guys had last, the, smaller conference room that was over there, and I understand you have. But on Monday, when I was here for coloring, there was 7 of us,
Yes.
I think, and the barbershop people were back here. So if we can't use the front, I mean, how are you gonna, there's a lot of people that use this room and use the library. I don't know how you're gonna divide it up with an excess space.
May I add that this curtain is visible, but it's not soundproof.
No, not at all.
So you can't really have 2 rooms. They're totally separate.
Okay. Anybody else going along the front? All right, you're next then.
I'm also confused, but like everybody else is here. You have control of the library right now completely, and I hate to see you lose that. If it goes to the county, you're never gonna have control back here. So please, take your time, make the right decision. I encourage you not to join the county, keep it the way it is. You have a good organization, good staff, but you've got a lot of loose ends that I see here now that could really have a lot of deficit reaction by residents and by staff. Plus, the residents know nothing about this whole thing. They know nothing about it. And they are hesitant to go to the council meeting. Could you sit there for 4 hours and listen to all this bull and arguing? They don't want to do that. Because what I do, I listen to it on the TV 3 days later and watch it and fast forward through the garbage. And you get to the real point so at that time. But please get it out to the public some way. I'm not sure how you're going to do it, but don't make a decision without getting some feedback from the residents, because it's really unknown to most residents.
Will you state your name?
Bob Lamons, I've been here for 24 years in Lake Elmo.
57th Street.
53rd Street.
Oh, 53rd Street.
We just had a fire across from our house. March
Next
1st.
door to you?
Across the street.
No.
What a mess, what a mess.
No, we need to talk about that.
All right,
One quick question, one comment, is talking about, getting things out to people. I know a lot of people do this electronic stuff, but just having agendas up for like the city council meeting and the planning commission and just have the agendas up, Parks Commission and so on. Have agendas out and have them available, maybe at Hagberg's or at the library, at the post office, somewhere where people might actually see them. And people who are older oftentimes don't go onto the electrical gadgets because of just how they are. And they still like to see things hard copy, so it doesn't hurt to maybe reach out with that. Newspaper, I mean, they're always willing to get things out too. But these agenda items are pretty important, and I agree with the gentleman in the front row there that people just didn't know about what was happening. It isn't that they don't care, but maybe they're just not aware. Thank you.
I have
sure, go ahead.
What-
One last
what happened to
comment.
the survey?
Well, I mean, that would be the funding that we're looking at, we'd need to stop on. So I think that, that's something that,
No, stop.
all right,
So, we're bring it back to the thing.
we have one,
One
yeah.
last comment.
Sure.
Wouldn't it be better just to have an article in maybe the St. Paul paper